Have you ever wondered why it seems so difficult to get answers to your prayers? Maybe you've been fasting, praying, and still feeling like something is off. The truth is, the kind of fasting that God honors goes far beyond simply abstaining from food or performing a religious ritual. It's about aligning your heart, transforming your mind, and adopting a posture that transcends appearances. Want to know the secret to a powerful and transformative fast? The answer might be simpler than you think and is within your reach. To understand the kind of fasting that God honors, it's crucial to realize that it goes beyond the mere act of abstaining from food. It is, first and foremost, a profound exercise in spiritual realignment. Imagine a compass that has lost its direction. Such is the heart when it is out of sync with divine purposes. To correct this, fasting becomes a powerful tool, as long as it is done with sincerity and humility. Instead of focusing on appearances, as many do by sharing on social media what they're sacrificing, the idea here is to seek a genuine and intimate connection with God. Throughout history, people have fasted for various reasons, but the Bible teaches that effective fasting begins from within. Think of a time when you tried to impress someone with superficial actions, but deep down you knew something was missing. It's the same with God. He is not impressed by empty gestures. Fasting must be accompanied by a heart willing to acknowledge flaws and seek transformation. For example, while fasting, set aside moments to reflect on your thoughts and actions, asking God to reveal areas of your life that need change. If you're wondering where to start, a practical tip is to create space in your daily routine. Choose a time. It could be a morning or an afternoon, to meditate, pray, and listen to soul-nourishing music. Avoid distractions. It's in this surrender that the true power of fasting is manifested, preparing the ground for understanding transformative biblical passages. Latin Cross, inspiring biblical passages. Sacred texts are inexhaustible sources of wisdom, and when it comes to fasting, they offer unparalleled clarity. The Book of Joel, for instance, speaks powerfully about returning to God. Return to me with all your heart, with fasting, weeping, and mourning. This phrase alone is an invitation to introspection and acknowledgement that fasting must be sincere, not an empty ritual. When we read passages like this, we are prompted to reflect on the need to place God first. Isaiah 58, on the other hand, demystifies the concept of fasting. It is not just about abstaining from something but also about concrete actions of justice and compassion. To loose the chains of injustice, untie the cords of the yoke, set the oppressed free. This is the true meaning of transformative fasting. Imagine, for instance, that during your fast you decide to help someone in need, whether by offering a meal or simply listening to someone who needs it. This is living out fasting in a practical and inspiring way. The most fascinating part is that these passages act as guides connecting us to God's will. By meditating on them, we not only understand the purpose of fasting, but also open ourselves to a deeper relationship with God. With each verse, we are reminded that the essence of fasting lies in our actions and the transformation we seek. Ready to understand how prayer intertwines with fasting? Let's explore that next. Folded hands prayer and communion with God. Prayer is the key that unlocks the treasures of fasting. Without it, fasting becomes an incomplete act, devoid of its true depth. Imagine yourself as an antenna that needs fine-tuning to capture divine frequency. That's exactly what prayer does. During fasting, prayer connects us to God, allowing our intentions to be shaped by His will. It's not just about asking for things, but about seeking a sincere and honest dialogue with the Creator. A contrite heart is the fertile soil where prayer takes root. When we approach God with humility, acknowledging our flaws and seeking guidance, something powerful happens. Think of times when you felt lost and found clarity after talking to a trusted friend. Now multiply that infinitely. That's how communion with God can transform your life. During fasting, take time to pray for your struggles, but also to give thanks for blessings, no matter how small they may seem. If maintaining a prayer routine feels challenging, start small. Find a quiet place, free from distractions, and talk to God as you would with a close friend. Share what's in your heart. Ask for wisdom and strength to face life's challenges. Prayer during fasting is not just a moment of introspection, but also the foundation for discovering the transformative power of forgiveness. a theme we'll explore next. Red Heart, the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is an act that liberates both the forgiver and the forgiven. During fasting, forgiveness takes on an even deeper meaning, as it is the key to having our prayers heard. Think of the grudges you carry, like stones in a backpack. By letting them go, you feel immediate relief and a lightness that only forgiveness can bring. God calls us to forgive because He Himself forgives us, showing that this is one of the pillars of true spiritual growth. When Jesus taught the Lord's Prayer, He made it clear that forgiveness is a condition for being forgiven. Forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. These words are not just a reminder, but a challenge. Why not start today? Make a list of the people you need to reconcile with. It doesn't have to be grandiose. A simple "I'm sorry" can initiate a healing process beyond imagination. Forgiveness is not easy, but it is transformative. It requires humility and courage, but the rewards are sweet. Imagine the peace you feel after resolving a misunderstanding with a loved one. Now extend that to all areas of your life. When the heart is free from resentment, it becomes more receptive to God's blessings. And it's in this state of lightness that you are ready to explore the testimonies and practices that make fasting a unique experience. Now that you've understood the transformative power of fasting, how about taking the next step? Think about all the areas of your life that could be renewed through this spiritual practice. Are you willing to let go of old habits, release forgiveness, and align your heart with God? If the answer is yes, you're on the right path to experiencing complete transformation. How about starting right now? Define a purpose, choose a fasting period, and commit to seeking God's presence. And don't forget, all of this becomes even more powerful when we share our journey. So, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, you'll find support, inspiration, and uplifting words. Let's walk this journey of faith together.